Hi, it's Karen at Alchemy. We're going to do our yin practice today. So I'm really grateful that you're joining me. And we're going to practice gratitude for all the things we can do with our bodies. Join me on the mat and we'll get started. We're going to start in our reclined butterfly, and that's where we're going to catch our breath and focus and just welcome ourselves onto the space. So, if you're in a nice quiet room, maybe play some music and close the door, settle in. So we're going to do reclined butterfly, but if you don't have any props, you can do it without. I'm going to show you with the props first. So a block would come about there and a bolster about halfway through. So if you don't have a bolster, you might have rolled up some towels already if you've been practicing that way, and you can use it this way. So you're going to slide your back side to the edge, take hold of the back of the knees, roll down, scoop the belly, humble the chin to the chest, roll down, exhale, relax the arms. And let the knees fall to the sides as the soles of the feet come together. Okay, so the other option is just to do this flat on your mat, and it's totally fine. This just adds a little element of digestive and heart opening, chest opening here, so it's all good. We'll settle in. We'll take 3 nice big inhales through the nose and sigh each one out. Hold and release. Start to notice where you're holding any tension by scanning through the body. Start at the bottom. See how your feet are feeling. And then work your way up through the shins, through the calves, and the knees. Make your way up through the thighs. Notice if there's any tension or pain. If you've been doing some running or biking or lots of walking, I see lots of walkers out right now. Super awesome to get out there. How are your hips? Yeah, check in with those puppies. And then come on up, inspect the digestive system, the ribs, shoulders, and then right down to the fingertips. Any tension, any pain. And then coming back up through to the shoulders. You might feel something there. And the neck. And through the jaw. And all those places, as we're going through them, you want to relax them, soften them. Breathe out. Just think about being super chill, super relaxed. If you have a really good imagination, maybe you're even somewhere warm and beautiful and tropical and you have no worries. We can all use our imagination to escape to disappear into. It's like reading a book. You hide in the chapters and the words. You become part of it. So each inhale, filling up the whole belly. Expand through the ribs. And as you exhale through the nose now. So you may want to set an intention for your class, how you hope to feel. Or maybe you've got lots of good energy today. And with the virus right now and the situation we're in, those days fluctuate. So maybe today is a really good day and you've got all this positive energy that you can send to maybe someone who's on that off cycle. And you just talk to them, reach out to your friends, to your family, tell them you love them and that you're doing okay. So in yin yoga, we find that place where we first feel a sensation, and that's where we'll stay. We're not going to go to the full extent. We're not going to push our muscles out to anything. We're going to try and get to the connective tissue, and that helps with mobility, range of motion. So if we get to the connective tissue and we can kind of release it from the bone or the muscle, and then we gain that mobility again there. So it might not happen this time, but maybe next time. And then we want to hang out there in stillness. So, and just breathe as long as we're not in pain. Yep. And then yin yoga, I was just reading this, that it also helps with reducing bone degeneration, because we do keep that flow, the fluids going to our bones. So that's important to note. Let's spend just a few more breaths in our Baddha Konasana, in our butterfly pose. Slowly slide your hands down towards your knees, guide them back together, and we're just going to roll off nice and slow. If you're on the floor, you're just rolling to your hands and knees. We'll set this stuff aside. Not hands and knees. We're going to come back down to the mat, sorry. So if you're on your seat, hands under the knees, scoop the belly, humble the chin to the chest again. There we go. And we'll lengthen out. Energize those toes. Find a nice big pencil stretch, just like the one when you first wake up in the morning and you're like, ooh, yeah. You can wiggle around a little bit. Let's even draw the knees in. 1 and 2. Just give them a nice little squeeze here. Maybe rolling side to side. If you let them go away from the body, maybe taking little circles. Yep. And just take your time. This is your time, your space. We'll go about an hour. So it's always nice. Pop the supper in the oven or get it all ready and then come down, do some yoga. And then it's ready for you when you're there. When you're done. All right, let's find that nice big pencil stretch again. Lengthen through the fingertips, and as we exhale, we're going to slide the upper body over to the right, keeping shoulders and hips on the floor. And then we'll slide the right heel out, and we're going to join the left. So don't go too far. You just want that nice lengthening in the left side body and a little compression in the right. And as we exhale, we're thinking about squeezing out all those things we don't need. Stale air, stale energy, stale thoughts, stale people. And then just breathing in that gratitude, that fresh oxygenated blood, that love and compassion, the positivity, just bringing it into the extended side. And here we're still filling up the whole body with breath. So if you find your arm is a little bit lifted or something, you can use your bolster or your blanket and just rest it up here. Taking your time in your silence or with your soft, relaxing music. And maybe you've disappeared into the book, onto the mountaintop, or onto that soft sand beach that's supporting your body. And we can imagine if we're on the beach, it's almost sunset. So the golden rays of the sun are reaching across the water to your toes. All right, for the last minute here, if you have a little bit more room, maybe something released, maybe we cross that left ankle over top of the right now. I hope you're getting a chance to do some of the classes on the Alchemy site here. I've been doing quite a few. I find I love them all, and it's lots of fun. Yeah. Usually it's just what I need too. Or you can search the ones you need. If you have a favorite teacher, they're all wonderful. Just a couple more big, beautiful inhales and exhales. And then we'll slowly slide our way back to center. Inch our way back there. Nice big exhale. Bring the knees in. Nice big squeeze. And let's cross the right leg over the left here. So we're kind of rolling up. We're going to take hold of the shins here and just give them a little tug. You can lay back down. Keep them high or low, whichever you need. And release down. Lengthen all the way back out. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, slide the upper body, inch it over to the left. Slide the left heel out to the side and bring the right one to meet it. And we're focusing a little bit on gratitude. So maybe just in your own little mind, think about 3 things you're grateful for. and 3 people you're grateful for in your life. Maybe just at this moment or in your life in general. And just a few more breaths here. So if you've got a little bit more room, maybe crossing the right ankle over the left now. And slowly releasing back to center. Inchworm your way back to center. And let's exhale, draw those knees in. Cross left over right, roll up, take hold of the shins, and just pull them towards you. This is a nice little release, just a quick little release for the hips. All right, we can unwind. Now we're going to roll on to hands and knees. Okay. So getting hips directly over knees, shoulders directly over wrists, fingertips spread nice and wide. Dig into the mat with your fingertips, creating that little cup in the palm of your hand, and we'll go through some cat-cows to warm up the spine. So we'll inhale, drop the belly, roll up the chin, and exhale. Draw the belly button up, chin to the chest. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, roll down. Move with your breath at your own speed. And we'll catch 8 more of these. Really opening up through the heart, through the throat, and rounding back down. Lift the tailbone. And one more. So here we go. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, rounding. We're not going to go too far. We're going to shift the hips over to the left, circle back over the heels, shift the hips over to the right. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, shift, come around. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come around. Come back to center. And we'll do that on the other side. Shift the hips over to the right, over the heels and around. Over to the right, heels. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, back around. Wonderful. All right, let's head down to the mat on our bellies and go into Sphinx pose. So I like to start Sphinx pose with the arms extended, and I do this because that way I know where I feel that first sensation, and that's where I'm going to be able to hold the pose in stillness with my breath. Okay, so starting with the fingertips extended, press the pelvis into your mat. Take a nice big inhale and start to draw the elbows towards your body. So if you're here and you feel something in your back, that's probably where you should stay. So it might look like this. Try not to drop into the shoulders. Try to lift yourself up. But maybe you can slide the elbows underneath the shoulders today. Maybe you've been practicing, so that's great. So we're going to press the pelvis into the mat. We're going to telescope those ribs up. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Elbows under shoulders. And we can move the head here if we want to say hello to our thyroid gland and our throat chakra, communication. Maybe we open it up a little bit. Take a few breaths in opening up, and then exhale, you can round down, taking the kink out of the back of your neck. You know, and if you find yourself dropping like I just did, I'm going to think about pulling myself back up, being a little bit active. So the benefit to a back bend is that compression. Lots of people with low back issues or disc issues, this will feel pretty good. And it's also good for you. It's, again, we're squeezing out all that stale air, stale blood, stale energy. And then we're taking in, when we come out, we're taking in that fresh oxygenated blood. So it's healing, right? So for your last minute here, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more, we're going to straighten those elbows, press up. And again, we're not going to drop into the shoulders. We're going to press the chest proud. And again, here you can open right up. Or come down. And one more nice big breath in. Slowly lower down to your mat. Nice and slow. Stack the hands. Place the right cheek on the floor. Draw the left knee towards the left elbow. And just taking a half frog to release and get that blood flow coming back. So in yin, we do something called counter poses. And they're just, anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds. Just to even out and release the long hold we just did. Okay, so we're going to slide the left knee down and bring the right one up. And you can turn your left cheek to the floor now. Slide the left knee down, the right knee down. And we're just going to come on to a side. Doesn't matter which side you want to start with. Our next pose is cat pulling tail. I'm just going to slide this way. All right, so you can rest your hand here, or maybe if you have a block, or you can come down. The top leg will extend out in front, and the bottom leg, slide it along the ground if you can. Reach for the toes. So you might need to move it back, or you might need to grab a towel or maybe your sock or something that you can help hold here. So you're going to hang out right here. This is cat pulling tail. Or if you've got lots of room, maybe you come down and take this top shoulder down. Okay? Just remember, wherever you're thinking of, making sure that you can hold it there for a couple minutes, or that you can breathe easily. So maybe start up here, and then we'll eventually roll that shoulder down. We'll take a minute here. I like to use twists after back bends. I find that it helps because you're all working that same area, and just going the other way right away is kind of defeats the purpose to me. So I like a little twist. Good for digestion, and again, squeezing out and moving things around in the abdominal area. So again, you're welcome to stay here, or maybe for the last minute you take that top shoulder open. Really going deep into the twist. Just a couple more breaths. And you can roll back, release the foot, roll onto your back. Take the feet about mat width apart, let the knees come together, hands out to the sides, and just take a few windshield wipers, nice and slow. If you need to hang out on one side a little bit longer, please do so. Otherwise, you can move with your breath. Easy peasy. Nice. Take your time there. I'm just going to swing around to the other side. Okay. And again, we're going to start with the top leg, bring it out front. Bent is fine. Straight is good, whatever you need to be. And we're going to reach, slide that back leg back, reach for the toes. And here we are. Ricky Gervais. I just remembered Kyle. And just scanning through your body in every pose if you like. Noticing if anything's releasing or feeling good. Maybe going back to your intention. All right. So again, for that last minute here, if you'd like to roll open, taking the top shoulder to the back side. And slowly releasing. We're going to come back up. We're going to come onto the belly. And we're going to take belly wipers. We did windshield wipers. This time we're going to take belly wipers. So you can rest your hand on your forehead on your hands. And just let the heels go side to side, rolling the hips side to side. Perfect. All right. Press into the hands by the shoulders. Slowly coming up. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees. Maybe the hands are out in front here. Use as much cushion under the knees as you need. And then we'll tuck the toes underneath, give them a little stretch as well. So if you need to stay here and you're feeling plenty in the feet already, stay here. Or maybe you can come up and sit back. The connective tissue runs all the way through our body, so it's important to wake it up in our feet to manipulate it. Connective tissue, you don't really stretch. You can bend it and fold it and twist it, but it doesn't really stretch. You're stretching the muscles around it, so yeah. But the connective tissue is what becomes fixated to the bone or to the muscle, and that's where you can lose your mobility, your flexibility. So yeah. Always good. All right, let's take a couple more breaths here. And then we'll come forward. Give them a little relief and tap the tops of them out. There we go. And if you have a block or a book or a folded blanket, we're going to go into our yogi squat. So I'm just going to use this bolster. You can use your rolled up towels, your rolled up blanket. I'm going to swing the legs out in front here, turn the toes wide, and just find a place where I can almost bring the heels down. And if you need to sit on that block or bolster, please do so. We're going to spend a couple minutes here, so make sure you're good and comfy. Elbows into the knees. And you can drift away. Maybe you've just climbed that mountain and it's beautiful. The sky is so blue and clear, and you can see forever. The mountains are strong and powerful, just like this pose is strong and powerful for you. And last 6 breaths here. Steady your breath. Release your hands. Roll forward. If you're sitting on a block, you're just going to slide that to the side. And we'll swing the legs out in front. If you have a blanket or, I don't know, edge of a mat, tuck it underneath. Just the edge of the sit bones. Extend the legs out in front. And we're going to come into our caterpillar. So sitting up nice and tall, starting with that big breath in, fill up the chest, fill up the lungs. Maybe you reach way up, and this time as you exhale, you roll forward. And I've got a cramp in my knee. Maybe you have that bolster or blanket. You've got it rested here. Some people like it underneath. Okay. And just coming forward. Each inhale, you might rise up slightly. Each exhale, you might find a centimeter or more space to come down. I'm taking 3 more full breaths. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands and roll up nice and slow. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, circle them back and down. If that feels good, go the other direction. Okay. So now we're going to go wide. Taking the left leg wide. Bring the right leg into the center. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Take a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge forward, lead with the heart space. Pressing the calf into the floor. So if you have a towel or a strap, you might want that. Otherwise, just here is good. If you find your right shoulder is lifted, maybe think about peeking under the left armpit, and then that automatically squares the right one down. Abiding with ease and peace in the stillness. The stillness of your body, stillness of your thoughts. Okay, we're going to keep the left hand on the left foot or left leg here. We're going to roll that right shoulder open, right hand reaching up, and then we'll bring the right thumb towards the toes. If your eyes are open, you're peeking up towards the ceiling. If they're closed, you're just imagining the ceiling. Let's sweep that top hand right around behind us. Press into the bent knee. As we lift the hips, extend through the fingers and the toes. You can be straight, or maybe you can reach back, pushing the left hip forward, adding a tiny bit of a back bend. And coming down. Really nice to do if you're sitting at a desk all day, manipulating the discs side to side. All right. So we're going to extend the right leg this time, bring the left leg in, shift our weight over to the extended side, our body over to the extended side, and take that nice big breath in. You can reach up if you like. And then as we exhale, we're going to lead with the chest, fold forward, take hold of the shin. This knee wants to come up all the time. So there we go. And just settle in to where you feel that first little sensation. Okay, we're going to roll the left shoulder open. Left hand will reach up to the ceiling. Right hand stays on the foot or the shin. And we'll lead with the thumb down towards the toes. Again, you're not going to your full extent. And think about bringing the chest forward, trying not to cave in here, but really opening up. One more big inhale and exhale. Let's sweep that hand behind you. Press into the bottom knee, lift the hips, reach through the fingertips, push the hips forward. And exhale. Sweep it down. We're going to come down. We're going to make our way down to our mats. So hands behind the knees, scoop the belly, chin to chest, roll down nice and slow. And you can take a moment here, letting the spine come back down to the mat. Okay, we're going to reach up for the soles of our feet, finding our happy baby, so you can take hold of the outside or inside of the soles of your feet. Try not to have your butt up in the air. Let's bring that down. So you might be able to bend the knees a little deeper. Yeah, there you go. We're going to spend a couple minutes here. So again, making sure you're nice and comfy, that you can hang out here easily in stillness. Reaching for the gratitude, letting go of the things that block you from being a good person, from breathing easily, from having nice thoughts, positive thoughts. Maybe tomorrow, with it being Mother's Day, maybe you, if you're headed out anywhere and you're going through the Tim Hortons line or the Starbucks line, maybe you pay for that person behind you, or maybe you hold a door for somebody, or just little random acts of kindness tomorrow. That'd be really good. That would make my Mother's Day. Just a couple more breaths in our happy baby here. And we're going to extend the left leg out to the side for 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Bring it back in. And let's take that left leg down to the floor. Extend all the way out. And we'll take the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Right hand will come out to the side, and we'll gently pull that right leg across the body. Keep the shoulders on the floor if you can, so it doesn't matter how far the leg goes over. It doesn't have to reach the floor. More important to have the shoulders on the floor or on your mat. Okay, if you have the block or the bolster close by, maybe you can rest your knee here. Trying to keep a 90-degree angle. If you're lower, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the low back. So just bringing it up a little bit. You could take your gaze over to those right fingertips if you like. Bring your head back to center, your legs back to center. Bring them in for a squeeze. And we'll find that happy baby again. Extend the right leg out to the side. There can be a bend in it, doesn't matter. And one more. Let's bring that back in. We'll extend the right leg down. Turn the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Left hand out to the side. And we're just going to bring the left leg across the body. Relax your breathing. Relax those hips. So again, floating in the air is okay. Or if you have your block or bolster, tuck it under the knee or the foot. Bring yourself back to center, nice and slow. Give those knees one more nice little squeeze. We're going to make our way into our corpse pose, our final resting pose. So if there's one more pose that's calling you, maybe you need to do a bit of a shoulder stand, or you want to take your Shavasana to the wall, prepare for doing that. Otherwise, maybe you tuck that blanket or bolster under your knees. That's always feeling nice for the low back as well. And just settling in here, palms towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders down and back. You can take your time here. I'm going to finish off the class. You've got 10 more minutes before your oven goes off, so relax, take your time, roll up. And again, my name's Karen. I will see you next week on the Alchemy Yoga Cochrane YouTube site. So thanks for joining me. Take care.